Welcome to RollFare, D&D podcast. We are picking up from our last session where the party has discussed, they have met and discussed about possibly going to the Zumaji mine on an errand that Keiji, the tabaxi, has been given in this region. Several of them came together through a chance meeting where they were rescued, and they have met in the Zumaji Inn. And we are now moving on to Rainer and those who are accompanying him to see the Sheon family. So we'll pick up there. We are still in the tavern, and we have just had that discussion about the Sheon family.
So, I'm going to head out now. If any of you want to come, feel free.
Yeah, if you don't mind the company, I've got a spear that needs sharpening.
Sounds good to me. They're definitely good with that sort of stuff, being obviously one of the only few major blacksmiths in town.
I need to work on my water drinking, if you don't mind.
Yes, practice makes perfect.
I think
Perhaps you
I think
can
I might
teach him a
join
thing
you
or two.
with the water drinking.
Let's have a seat this time. Maybe that'll work.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's been quite a day. I need to relax, get some shut-eye.
Sounds good.
I'll get us a room.
We'll meet you back here in probably about an hour or so.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you three head out into the streets of the Pumaango Oasis. And as you exit the inn, you see, looking out around you, really just mud brick buildings. And they aren't, disheveled looking or anything. They do look quite nice, but it's a simple town. It's nothing that's fancy and over the top. You see children running around, playing. You look off towards your right, and in the basin that you're in, you see houses along the top, and then palm trees all over. It's a very, very beautiful oasis, very different from what you're used to seeing as you travel along the desert roads. And it's quite cool here as well, comparatively. You see a lone ship on the oasis casting nets into the water as and you see them pull up fish. And you do know that the Sheon smithy is about as far as you can get from this point, and either direction, whether you head north or east, it'll be about the same path. North will take you by the temple to Uzeumaar, and then east will take you by the Zujiri Square and the various shops. So either direction you choose.
Yeah, we'll head east.
Okay, sounds good. So as you head east, you see the various, just houses there. As I said before, children playing and people going about their regular business.
And as we step outside, I'm immediately looking around just for folks who may be standing out or, might be trying to blend in, but would stand out to me, that sort of thing.
You don't notice anything in particular as you move along. It's a small town. Nothing too out of the ordinary occurs here often, based upon what you can tell. But you do see that along the route you've chosen, there are many. I shouldn't say many. There's merchants that you see pass every now and again, and some loaded with wares, some not. And you see the beetles that are carrying the cargo, lumbering about. And on the far end, as you look across the oasis, you can spot the the goat herds that are being brought in for water on the north side of the oasis. So as you continue to travel, you pass through Zujiri Square, and you hear various merchants shouting and calling, telling what their wares are. You see some that are selling fish. You see some that are selling basic jewelry. Some that are just selling stones, precious stones, primarily turquoise, but others as well. And then you do see some tools and whatnot being shared around here. However, one thing that you do notice as you pass through here that you would be very aware of is that it seems a little bare. It seems uncommonly bare for the amount of merchants that are normally here. And although there's still a fair amount, the lack of options here is strange. It's not a common sight to you, and you've been here plenty of times. Anything that you guys are doing before you proceed forward?
No, just comment on it. Seems a bit slow here. I was thinking we'd pass through here. If you spotted anything you like, we could have stopped and maybe took a look, but I think we'll just keep going for the moment. Might have to look into that. I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm sure that my contacts can give me a little more information as to why only about a quarter of the market is here today. It's very odd.
I haven't been in town very long, so I couldn't tell you if that's any different today than recently.
Yeah, sorry, it's just me mumbling to myself. You grew up like I did. You learned to talk to yourself a little bit too often. Anyway, we are carrying on.
I'll remember to ignore you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so you guys proceed through Zujiri Square, past the merchants, and you pass on your right-hand side. You see the, bear with me.
So I was a bear with you.
I hate you. All right, just getting to that specific thing. Okay, you see on the right-hand side the Bashiabu forge. This is a competitive smithy in the area that came fairly recently. You haven't ever dealt with them, but you do see you have spoken with the Sheon family, and they're not too happy with them being in town. It's a dwarf clan, small dwarf clan here that came to set up shop. So you have heard of them. And so as you proceed further north, you pass the carpenter on the left, as well as the general store, and you then arrive at the Sheon complex, which is it's a simple building overall, but they have their smithing equipment out in the front. The bellows, the anvil. You see a few bronze bars out in the front that are normally being worked, but no one is at the forge at the moment, which is a little unusual. It's the building itself is just a very blocky type building with a flat, mud brick roof and mud brick walls and some simple windows.
Yeah, I'm kind of banging on the door as I come in, looking around. Shop seems kind of empty today, doesn't it?
Were they expecting you?
Oh, I never really expect me. But that's to be expected.
How do you know this family?
Oh, yes, me and Sergeant.
Yeah, I'll get you the name one second. So this is Vatha.
Vata, that's what it was. Gosh, I kept thinking it was
What
like
time of day is it?
thought.
Time of day is probably around midday.
And Vata, where are you? I ought to kick your ass.
I'll bang the butt of my spear against the door, knock on it.
So as you are shouting, you see the door just kind of crack open, and you see Zaylin, who is one of her children. He's a 10-year-old. Come to the door, and he looks out, just kind of peeks his head out, and he says, Rainer?
Zaylin? What's going on? Why is the shop all kind of not being much of a shop at the moment?
Well, Mom's gone. She's been out doing things for about a week, and we haven't heard from her. And Grandpa's really sick.
Well, that is most unfortunate. Any idea what she was going after? I know that we had a little bit of a talk before this. I mean, I wanted to kind of give her a little bit of a 1-2 concerning the last little job she sent me on into that cave. But any idea where she went to?
Well, she said that she was going to help someone that they haven't seen in a week. They've been coming in for supplies, and they just stopped.
Okay, that's honestly a little more vague than she usually has. She didn't tell Grandpa anything, any more details, the direction, north, south, east, west. Need a little bit more to go off of.
She didn't tell us where she was going. She just said she'd be back, and that she was going to try and find someone.
Understood. I'll have to, I know a few places.
Can you help Grandpa?
Well, we can see what we can do. I'm not much of a healer myself, but sometimes...
I'm going to push Raina out of the way. Oh, sweetie. I'm so sorry. Where is your grandfather? We shall attend to him immediately.
Gotcha. So he looks up at you and he says, so let me describe him first. So you see this 10-year-old boy. He's definitely a Tuchawi descendant. Dark skin. And he's got just kind of like almost like a buzz cut, if you will. And he's very well built. He just has on a simple skirt that goes down to mid calf, and then he has a bare chest. And then you see sitting over in the corner what looks to be a small girl. Best guess probably around 7, and she looks really scared and disheveled. Both of them look disheveled, to be totally honest with you, and dirty. And you hear the sister in the background say, "We're hungry. Do you have anything to eat?"
Well, let me see. I bet I have something for good children. And so Asar is going to go look into her little bag and produce 2 rations that she has.
Okay, sounds good. So
One each.
you hand it to each of them, and she just devours it like she hasn't had food in several days.
Has your grandfather been well enough to feed you?
And Zaylin looks up at you and he says, who are you?
I am a good friend of Raina's.
Yes, recent acquaintance, good friend, good heart. Zaylin, after you're done with your meal there, could you perhaps help out a little bit outside? It seems Grandpa or someone has kind of left the forge a little bit disorganized. I know we're not a really dangerous dangerous town out here, but I'm sure that your mother would be a little bit upset with merchandise going missing. Metal is not cheap to come by.
Yeah, I'll go take care of it. I'm sorry, we've been taking care of Grandpa.
Don't worry, we'll take care of it from here.
Okay.
Where is your grandfather? Is he staying here at this house?
So
Forge.
he
Smith.
he leads you back over to it. He says, "Yeah, he's back here." And you know that their grandpa. His name is Tondoth, and he's a master smith. Top notch. And Vatha is a master smith in her own right, but Tondoth is really like the definition of a master that you know. And he leads you back. Zaylen leads you back over to his bed. Again, simple rooms, nothing fancy. And the bed is really just a wicker mat on the floor. And you see him huddled there in goat skin blankets. And you see him shaking and kind of clammy, cold sweats, and mumbling, just don't go, things like that. He says, Zaylen says to you, he's been like this for about a week and a half now.
Good Lord, Tondoth.
Was your mother helping someone to try to help your grandfather?
No, she doesn't do that as far as like to get help. She really he kind of fell ill, around the time she left.
I see. Well, Mr. Tondoth, was it?
So he didn't mention the name.
Oh, sorry.
Ben just knows who it is.
I said, I was just commenting. Oh, good Lord, Tondoth, what does that smell? Let's kind of get you cleaned up a little bit.
Asar is going to kneel down next to him and check his temperature, just kind of look at what he's doing.
So he's very hot, and does not seem to be doing well as far as health-wise. I mean, he's probably in his 50s, by best guess, and he is. It's clear that he has a fever, and some sort of possibly virus or disease of some sort. Not 100% sure which one, but you do know that the healing that you have is more meant for wounds, not for curing ailments.
Zaylen, have you gone to the temple for help since he took sick?
Rainer, who is this?
Oh, this is another fast friend of mine.
Let's just wiggle my tail at him. Just wave.
Don't worry, I meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of people. You're going to have to get used to new people working in a forge, obviously.
Mm-hmm. And then he just comes up to you and just kind of whispers in your ear and says, "Is he a demon?"
Probably, but I have not asked him directly.
I'll use thaumaturgy to make the ground rumble a bit around me.
Well, you probably didn't hear that, unless you're trying to listen.
Yeah, I was trying to listen.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh yeah, 18.
Okay, you did hear that.
Okay.
Just barely.
Yeah, I'll just do a little rumble with thaumaturgy.
Okay, and he just kind of steps away like,
But then I'm gonna.
I put
I'll just wink
my
at him.
arm on his hand on his shoulder. I'm like, listen, this is me. I'm not really friends with demons. You should know me well enough for that. But that's beside the point. You haven't talked to a priest, the cleric, or anything.
I mean, we went there earlier today, and we found this bag that had, we thought had some medicine, and so we took it, but it didn't have anything. I mean, it had a little bit of food, and that helped, but nothing too crazy.
Did you pay for this bag for medicine?
Well, we just kind of found it there, and we just figured it was like a blessing from the gods.
It was.
Definitely a blessing from the gods. You know what would
Indeed.
also be a blessing from the gods? Getting a damn cleric in here.
Okay.
Listen, maybe we should just speed things up and carry him to the temple while we're at it.
I mean,
You mean the old man?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure, because carrying the boy to the temple wouldn't do much help.
I can walk too. But
Exactly. That's why I was wondering why we would carry you to the temple.
yeah, that's a good point. Anyway,
You'd think a demon would be smarter than that, right?
yeah,
So, obviously not a demon.
they're kind of dumb. Yeah, well, at least he's dumb. So
I'll just make my eyes glow as I look at him.
you can't scare me, demon.
Asar is shaking in her boots.
I just wink at the kid.
Okay. So he looks over at Raynor and says, "I'm just gonna go, take care of the outside."
Yeah. Altan, grab his shoulder. Let's get Sandos on his feet.
All right.
So as you
Can he walk?
We'll see. If not,
as you
see
guys
how well I can carry.
as you guys begin to pick him up, it's obvious he cannot walk. He is delirious and in no condition to move on his own. So
So they've got a cart around back that they use for some of the heavier metals when they're coming back from the mines. Go grab it. We'll load them up on the cart and pull them over to the temple.
Me? Grab a cart?
It's just a hand cart. You know.
Well, I guess I shall try. So
I can show you how it's done. if you
she
really
goes over and
Yeah,
she goes to try to find the
Me-
cart.
Maybe you should go help her. I'll meet you at the front door with
All right,
Dondos.
All right, so let me show you how to pull a hand cart.
Oh, please go ahead.
No, you can help. This is a hands-on exercise.
Oh well, I mean, do I really have to get my hands on the cart to move it?
This time you do, yes.
All right. And I have to be next to you.
You don't have to. You can pull it all yourself. I can just supervise.
All right. No, this shall be a new experience, and we are helping.
Okay, so grab the cart.
Okay.
And
cart
pull
is
it.
grabbed.
so you guys go around and grab the cart.
Asar, by the way, is struggling a lot.
What'd you roll?
Well, I mean, I have a -1 in strength.
It's an empty cart and it's on wheels. So you start pulling this at its bar and start trying to move it, just any amount. Go ahead and make just a regular strength check for me.
Oh my gosh. Oh, 0.
Wow.
It's a natural 1.
Wow.
Your luck.
I'm struggling really hard. I'm like pushing, like, the legs are going like back and forth, but it's going nowhere forward.
I think it's going backwards.
Tips backwards, yeah.
So as you were looking at
I'm
her,
hanging on to like the bar.
Zaywin's like, you gotta unlock it first.
well, as you were looking at her struggle with this, you look down and you see that there are wedges in front of the wheels, and she's just trying to push this, and you're just kind of sitting there, chuckling to yourself.
All right, hold up, and I'll move the wedges. Okay, try again now.
Okay.
You can do this.
This time, as you go to push it, it moves no problem. It's still not a comfortable experience for you, but you're able to kind of move it around and.
I'll start pushing from behind just to make her feel like she's doing really well.
Okay, sounds good. How kind of you.
So it's going much better this time around. I shouldn't have doubted my strength.
So you bring the cart around to the front of the smithy.
I'm good. I thought I was gonna have to carry him if I was gonna wait any longer for you two.
Yes, we had some trouble finding the cart. It was,
Yes.
it was a little hidden.
Yes.
Very, very hard to
very,
see.
very hidden.
Of course.
Salem comes over. It's right there. It was like right in front of you.
It was very hidden.
Okay.
But
Well,
once we found it, it worked like a charm. We moved it immediately.
I'm just going to believe you on this. We have more important things to attend to than my belittling you of your inability to move a cart.
Okay.
Excuse me, I did move the cart.
Eventually.
She's learned a life skill today.
Okay, let me show you how it's done, and we'll get Tondos to the temple down pat.
Okay. So you load Tondoth in, and as you're moving him, he looks like he's getting progressively worse, like shaking more and just not doing well at all, muttering and mumbling more and more to himself. And so you get him into the cart. You start heading over to the temple, which isn't far to get to. It's maybe a 5-minute walk over. And as you pull up to the temple, what you see there is it's kind of in this. It's in the northwest corner of the basin here, and you see that it is easily the finest looking building in the area. It's made out of sandstone primarily, and it's a simple building still. It's not fancy, but it's a simple square block, and it's perfectly square, except for a porch that comes out in front of it. But the main interior of the building would be a perfect square, and it rises with a sloped roof, which is abnormal, and then you see on the porch there are 4 pillars. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Draconic?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me pull up what those pillars say. Okay. So on these pillars, you see that each one written in the Draconic language, which is a hieroglyphic type language. You see that it says knowledge on the far left one, craft, industry, and community in the second from the left, and then justice third from the right, or second from the right, and then discipline on the far right. And then it has the various teachings of Uzeumaar beneath each of those in the same script.
Ah, this temple. The turtle must be here. Or came from here.
And so, as you guys see the temple, you see, a series of sandstone steps that lead up to this porch, which is about 15 feet in width, and it's 40 feet in length. you're able to walk into the temple. You can't pull the cart, obviously, but you're able to bring Tondoth up with you, and you see the entrance to the temple there.
Head in. See if you can fetch us a cleric.
All right, I'll go scout ahead, and I'll walk inside and look for a cleric.
Okay, sounds good. So as you walk in, you see again, it's a perfect square. You see some simple benches along the area here, and you see an altar towards the back, and along the back wall you see what looks to be some various scrolls that are kept. Just from the basic knowledge that you have of the gods. In fact, why don't you make just a religion check for me? We'll see if you know much about this.
14.
Okay, so the basic knowledge that you have of the gods, you know that Uzeumaar is the god of knowledge, and also the god of magic and the forge. And so it's normal to find scrolls inside his temples. And along the back there, you do see what looks to be a couple of acolytes or clerics of some sort that are just rummaging through the scrolls and reading them.
Excuse me, is one of you a healer?
Oh, hello, should you be here?
Well, no, I shouldn't be here, but there's an old man outside who is in need of a healer, so I'd be happy to leave here if one of you could help me out.
Well, possibly. What, and you see that as he turns around and notices you, he just has this complexion that goes from being, happy to help to being a little put off almost immediately. And he says, well, we don't really work with your kind here. As you know, you're not welcome in the temples throughout T'Chawa.
Let's see. I'll just say, that's okay. I'd be very happy to leave. I honestly don't want to be here myself, but the one outside, he's not one of my kind anyways, so just follow me outside, and I promise I won't step foot in here again.
Okay. So he just kind of glares at you and just kind of waits for you to leave.
As I can.
And he doesn't even move. He just glares and waits for you to leave.
I'm walking.
Okay. So as you leave, you walk down the steps, and you eventually see him come out a few minutes later, and he looks down at you guys and sees that what this tiefling said is not untrue. He says, "Oh, see that he was being honest."
Yes, it's quite a surprise, isn't it?
Indeed. Anyway, what is it that you need?
Gods, if you not see this sickly man before us, you know Tondoth, he works at the forge, and you've just been letting him rot away like this? His kids come to find you, and you just sit around with your books and your magic and let, this fine, upstanding member of the community just waste away?
Well, I do not appreciate the accusation, sir. But I most certainly assure you that no one of the Sheon family has stopped here to ask for our help.
Oh, so his kids are a bunch of liars then?
I did not say that.
Cool. Well, we'll put that aside. Help this man. Obviously, the Sheons need your help. Whether or not I'm insulting or not doesn't make a bit of a difference. Just by the gods, get down here.
So he glares at you and he says, If you insult me again, I assure you, you will never step foot in this town again.
Well, I'd like to see you try, but like I said, that's beside the point.
He comes and takes a look at Tondoth and looks him over and says, neither myself nor my acolyte have prepared any spells that can help this man today. And to be totally honest with you, the magic that we have likely wouldn't do much for him anyway. He needs Juanabi's touch. And the likelihood of you finding one of her clerics here is not high. But you may try the herbalist. She may have something for you.
I hope so, because me and Juanabi's acolytes don't quite get along. So I do appreciate the help. You can go back to, I don't know, scribbling on paper. I don't care. Thank you very much for your help. We'll go to someone who actually can.
What's your name?
Rainer. You should know me. I've been around these parts for quite a while now.
I don't make a habit of getting to know vagabonds, but be on your way. Good luck.
I don't make a habit of getting to know pricks, so let us be on our way, Altan, my good friend and companion.
Oh, you're just digging the hole deeper now. But
Yeah, wouldn't
Let's
be
go.
the deepest.
Well, be on your way then. Don't darken this temple again. As he turns to you.
I never wanted to be here.
Good.
So we start carrying the cart away. I turn to Altan. I'm like, okay, so you saw that boat with the fish in the oasis in the middle. Might stop by the mark a little bit later, sneak in after hours and plant a couple fish underneath the pews. Used to do this when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Annoyed the hell out of the
I've
clerics.
done something similar in my childhood.
man.
I'd be happy to help.
In the heat of the desert, the smell is absolutely just unbearable.
Yeah, that sounds quite fun. I was thinking of burning the place down, so let's go with your idea.
I've got enough gods on my bad side at this moment. I don't mind insulting their acolytes, but I'd rather not piss off another couple gods.
Okay. So you guys begin heading south, and as you guys are doing that, we're just going to come back to you three. You stayed at the tavern, and what are you guys doing?
So, Mr. Arden, what brings you here?
Oh, a bit of searching. Just trying to find any information I can to be better.
Oh, that's better at what?
Mostly magic. Also as a person.
Those are some good endeavors. Being a good person is helpful when you use magic, because magic should be used for the betterment of others.
I agree. It's tough in this town, well, in this world, when only a few can have the ability, and I'd like to change that.
You know, I was at the temple earlier today. I met with some of the priests there and the clerics there. They would disagree with you. They are pricks. And I understand where they get their understanding, because Uzeumaar teaches that magic should be used for good, and he teaches that there should be strict laws with the magic. And sometimes I feel like people take it too far. They misunderstand his need for laws and take it to mean nobody has magic except them.
I would have to agree. I think that most of the people that can wield magic, excluding myself, have taken things a little too far and are not using it for what I would consider good.
That does happen. I had a friend, Malika. She was a cleric of Janabi. She taught me. She went around curing people, using her magic to spread good, and following her around, she brought me to this town, and my search for knowledge led me to better myself, led me to Uzeumaar, and I like his teachings, but I don't like the people around it. At least the ones I met today. I'm really new to this religion thing. But yeah, Malika, she left. I was in the temple, and short to say, I had a vision of some sort, and when I woke up, she was gone. I left a note. It was a nice note, but then also my pack was missing, and I had some good stuff in there.
It sounds like you were robbed, but I hope not. It sounds like this person has helped you and is a good person.
I don't think Malika would rob me. She was a good person. But, well, I'm missing out on some useful items. Another water, bartender.
Yes, Mr. Turtle. Yes, Mr. Turtle. Sheru it was, right?
Yes.
Sheru.
Happy to get you this water. And he brings you another cup. Take it easy.
Thanks, I will try.
I'll take another water, but you don't have to bring it over. I'll cast Mage Hand when he has it on the...
He looks over at you like...
And then just have it kind of bring it over.
Very, neat trick there, eh?
Yes, ghosts are my friends.
And he just kind of looks a little bit put off and just goes back to kind of, cleaning up the bar a little bit, sweeping and such. He...
I want to make a little trinket of, because I can do that with prestidigitation of the bartender, if I can make it that. I don't know if that can be that detailed. Because I know it is
it definitely wouldn't be
cantrip,
that detailed.
but something like a figure that kind of would resemble a person, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can make like a kind of a caricature of him to some degree, but definitely not like a real detailed thing.
Yeah, and then I want like a mini stein too that's like right next to it, and just have them like just on the table in front.
Okay.
Just for fun.
Okay. So he's just kind of doing his thing. He glances over and is like, just shakes his head and just kind of frustrated. He just says, "Wow, wizards."
You mind if I get something that's not a water?
Absolutely. What do you want? We have beer.
All right, I guess beer it is. Then.
There you go. I guess we have water too, but
Not after I'm done tonight.
Oh, believe me, there'll be plenty of water. This place never runs dry. That's what makes it an oasis.
He has a point there.
Things can change.
Only when stupid wizards get involved.
Not this one.
Anyway, and he just kind of goes back to cleaning.
What about you, Tabaxi? What's your story?
What's your name again?
Keiji Sparta Likudavishku.
Okay, what?
Keiji.
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 Just call me Mossy.
Mossy.
That's what my crew calls me.
That's way different from your name.
No, that is my name. My name is Moss on the Home Tree.
That's a nice name.
I like it.
Thank you.
Anyways, what brings you here, Mossy?
Reconnaissance mission gone wrong.
Mission.
Yes.
You're missing your people.
Who are you doing missions for?
I'm part of the crew of the Sandstorm's Revenge.
Sandstorm's Revenge? Oh, you guys must have stories. If only I had... Can I borrow a piece of paper?
Of course, yes.
Thank you. Now tell me. Tell me about your captain. Captain Stoneclaw.
Any reason why?
Sorry. I collect stories. So tell me.
You know, I've had a long day. Maybe tomorrow.
I would love it. Would it say early in the morning when the sun rises?
How about late in the morning when I actually wake up?
As long as I can get a story out of this, I will say yes.
Will do.
Okay, we'll end that session there. We'll pick up next time with what happens with Kondoth and our little heroes trying to save him. So, thanks for watching.
Listening.
Same thing.
You have been listening to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields. Executive produced by the RollFare team. Copyright 2021 by RollFare LLC. All rights reserved. Visit us online at rollfare.com.